Hello, good afternoon. I'm gonna make this video for those people who got a problem with transmission. I have 2010 Yukon Denali 6.2. That right here, the Vortec. Really good track. But I got a problem with this track. Well, I had a problem. Was going up first, in second gear, and then when it's trying to change the third gear, it would stay. It would go back to stay in second gear, and then after I stop the car and then go again with a little more throttle, it would shift 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 gears without problem. So yeah, so during a day, probably like 2 times happened. So I decided to flash it and clean and remove the transmission pan and the transmission filter. So I did that, and I was really dirty. So when I buy the filter, I remove the pan. I lose the balls, and when I lose the pan, you cannot remove the pan off the bottle. It's just so hard. You need to like lift the transmission and jack the engine a little bit to wiggle the pan. So I didn't decide to do it. So you'll be able to remove the filter. So I remove the filter. I clean the bottom of the pan with the rag and the best you can. And then for sure is a magnet wash in the pan. I remove it, I clean it. There was a lot of metal there. So most of the transmission experts, I'm not an expert, but most of the experts say when that thing is full metal, that means you need new clutches for the transmission. Yeah, I guess they're right sometimes. But this time, I say I was lucky. Well, I just do a different method, and then it worked good for me. So I put that filter back, put a new fluid on it, and then I drive it good for a little bit, and then it happened again. So like a little less, like 1 time a day. So I was looking it up. What's the next option? And then most of the people said like you need to drop that transmission and put a new clutch and rebuild the whole transmission. So because I don't have no time, I decided to do the flash transmission. And I use this Seafoam Train Tune. This thing make a miracle, this car. So I try to drain the fluid again. I use the same filter in there. I take all the oil out and I put this one on. And they say drive for, I remember like 100 miles right there. They say. So drive at least 100 miles to circulate and clean before replacing the fluid. So I put this thing in there. And then I drive it for like 4 days to get the minimum out. And drain it out, and then I put a new fluid on it, and then for that day, it's been like 2 months, 3 months, and I drive this truck far away already, and never have a problem again. So this thing really works. And if it happen again, I will do it again with this thing. So it's pretty worth it. Like drain the fluid, replace the filter, put a new fluid on it, put this thing in there, drain it again, and put a new regular transmission fluid in these Chevy transmissions. It will make a work, in my opinion. So it's your decision. Do whatever you want for your transmission, but these things really work. And I'm gonna tell you what I use to get the fluid out, because these transmissions, they got no drain. You need to drop the whole pan. So what I use is this. I use this pump that you can buy in whatever airports. But to drain it out, this hose is too big for the oil stick. So what you do is, let's see if I can do one hand. Give me a second.